Hey guys, this is Vo. I was gonna box up Trigon in my pasta container. So these are just made by Target, and they're meant for pasta. But I put action figures in them just because it keeps out the dust, and you can stack them up so that figures can go on top of figures. This is especially useful if you have a wall that you just want to have a bunch of action figures stacked on top of each other. Now these pasta container are very long, so you can fit something like Trigon in there, and you can also fit Swamp Thing in there as well. But you have to move him on the side just a little because his shoulder's so broad. Something like this video game figure you can't put in there because he's just very massive. I mean, as far as just his like chest size. So yeah, so I was gonna put him in, but then I thought maybe I should just make a little video about Trigon because I don't think people really appreciate Trigon. This is a character created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Now, issue 6, which was kind of like a full Trigon frontal, was actually penciled by Kirk Swan, just because George had to take a break and that he needed a fill-in artist, and then Kirk Swan stepped in and drew that issue. But prior to that, he did make appearances with George and Marv, and then he really didn't come into popularity until, well, not popularity, but he really didn't become a super bad figure until the Teen Titans 1984 series, where he was like, basically destroyed the world. and then of course the Teen Titans Go made him popular. The one of the first figures that we got out of him is this PVC figure. Now this is actually designed by George, or not George, Phil Jimenez. And this came as part of a 7-piece set with the other Titans. So here's Donna Troy. This is actually my favorite PVC, just because her lasso is kind of like cotton or some kind of this mixed media basically, and then but she looks great. I've always really loved Donna Troy. And then this is my other favorite figure, which is Starfire, mostly because her hair is transparent, but then she's also kind of floating because of her hair. I do not love her head sculpt there. It looks funky, especially with her boobs, but I don't know. Her boobs too small, I think. Anyway, I don't have all the Trigon figures. I picked this up. I know there's Egomos makes a it's kind of like a statue about this size, and that is they're based out of the UK, so I'm not gonna. I didn't want to import the statue. It's a very heavy statue. And then Bandai actually made a bunch of Teen Titans Trigon figure, Teen Titans Go. This is Funko. No, this is a Toys R Us exclusive. We can open him up, Hank. But anyway, when Teen Titans Go actually really popularized Trigon, because but the thing is, they made him funny, and he's not supposed to be, to me, he's not supposed to be ha-ha funny. He's always been a serious figure. I mean, he looks like a demon. But yeah, this is more based on Teen Titans Go. And yeah, like I said, Bandai made a few figures. I don't have them because I'm not a child, and I mean, I would have loved to buy it, but it's just I've never seen them, so I just never pick them up. Yeah, so look at his hair. So yeah, this is you've seen Funkos, you've seen Pops. I mean, if you're a Pop collector, the number is 540, and it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Toys R Us is no longer around, so you may have trouble finding this figure, but I'm sure a lot of people bought this when they were going out of business, as I did. And I'm glad to have him. He's very adorable, but like I said, not necessarily the Trigon figure that I've come to know. Now, this is a Build-A-Figure. This is a DC Universe Classic made by Mattel, and you had to buy 4 or 5 figures to build him. So you had like Wonder Girl, Superboy, Blue Beetle, Cheetah I think is another one. I had a hard time finding Cheetah in this wave because there was two variant of Cheetah. There was a naked cheetah, and then there's one that they painted clothes on her. I wanted the naked cheetah, never got it, but I settled for the clothed cheetah, which upsets me, but what can you do? Anyway, so yeah, if on all these figures they have the articulation galore with the ab crunch and the side and the arm. I'm not really, I mean, I love articulation, but I think it's kind of boring to kind of show you all the moving parts of this thing or how you can pose them. I mean, it's a figure, it's an action figure. Or if you have a Marvel Legends or DC Classic, they're basically the same kind of articulation and joints. What I am gonna show you is the sculpting of this. Look at this. His bicep has like little veins popping out. This is a very detailed figure. Let's take a closer look at his head. He is demonic, and his mouth is open. You can see the teeth inside his mouth too. If you look really close, he has four eyes. Hey, four eyes. But I mean, he's just leg is really long. You can see under his skirt, and then he's basically just a figure. But yeah, I mean, but he's like something that you would find in a He-Man or some kind of like just the scope. I mean, also if you watch Justice League Apocalypse, he is a major character in that movie, and that is one of the best DC animated series I've ever seen. Just because the introduction of Darkseid versus Trigon, that idea is just pretty amazing. And then his character's actually been pretty popular. Not popular, but I guess more recognizable in recent years. Now, anyway, when you put these things in, I recommend maybe putting a little tape down here to just stick them in. I'm not going to do that because I figure. Oh, by the way, this cape here is kind of clothy, but it's lined with some kind of like metal thing, so you can actually pose it or bend it to your liking. But anyway, I recommend putting a little tape down there. This staff is not gonna, he won't be able to hold it just because of the way this enclosure is. So he's gonna have to stand kind of sideways-ish. I may actually go back in and then put a little tape so it can have a little stand. So anyway, I'll try it. So this is how he's gonna stand. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but yeah, I'm gonna go in and fix him a little later to have him pose a little better. But yeah, basically now he's dust free. Okay guys, I was able to get him to pose it off camera. So as you can see, he's holding the staff in his hand, and it looks pretty good. Now I did put a little tape on the bottom just to secure him down, but then he's not going to be moving in this container. Now, yeah, like I said previously, these are sold by Target. This is like for pasta, and then this is just a regular, like a maybe 6-inch or 7-inch. And like I said, you can stack this up, so they lock in and they stack and they stay stacked in. So, so let's demonstrate there. There we go. So yeah, so if you have these on your wall, well, his head is cut off because of this, but this Thanos figure, which is also a Build-A-Figure, he's actually very tall, so he's barely touching the top here. Yeah, so as you see, it's made by Target or made by Design, designed by Canister, made by Design Canister. Very generic name. Yeah, if you're interested, I think these were $6 for the container. This container might be $10. I don't recall. It's a little more than these smaller one, obviously. But the 12-inch one, like I said, it's very unique to certain figures. Like most 12-inch figures won't fit in them. Like this Swamp Thing will fit, but something like this won't fit. And you definitely cannot fit the pit in one of those things. The pit is so massive. See, you got his fingers. Each finger has its own movable part. I don't think we can have any container that can contain the pit. He is just so massive. By the way, for the longest time, I was missing his leg, and I had most of it completed except for the leg. I was missing the leg, and the leg was part of the Judge Dredd action figure, so you had to find a Judge Dredd. Now, buying the leg itself would cost just as much as the figure itself, so it wasn't worth paying for just the part. Now, I did contemplate it on buying the less rare leg, which is the other leg, and have them both, 2 left feet basically. I didn't do it, but at one time I contemplated on doing that just so he can look almost complete. The 2 left feet thing actually will work with other builder figures. So if you can't find that other leg, just buy the more common leg, and then nobody would notice the difference when you put him on because he has 2 left toes. Anyway, that's just advice. Yeah, so Trigon in a canister. I love it. So thanks for watching.